What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Georgia Boy and Brooks. You can follow me on Facebook at Georgia Boy and Brooks. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Georgia Boy and Brooks. Real quick, I just want to share a thought. I don't like to make all my videos about religions, so much to say. But at the same time, I like to touch on it just to give a thought. And I just be running in situations where a lot of people have this thing where they think it's okay to ridicule me for my anti-religious views as if I'm wrong. And I say all the time, most black people, when it comes to religion, a lot of black people play stupid, okay? A lot of us just play dumb. A lot of us have this thing where we choose belief over facts. And we have been doing that for some time. And when it comes to, and I tell people all the time, I don't have time to argue with you over your belief. I don't, I'm telling you something that I didn't make up myself. I didn't get this out of a book, okay? Historically speaking, the Bible, so they say, or we could go just as far as to say, mostly all religions that black people engage with, particularly the Bible, is nothing but products of slavery, okay? Can't no one refute that. That's not an if, in, maybe, or but. That's just the truth. Historically speaking, the Bible that you read on Sunday is from the same people responsible for the enslavement of African people. It does not matter if you were born. It does not matter if you were there. None of that is going to take away the fact that is how you were historically introduced to the religion itself. You can come up with all the excuses you want. I don't care what Pastor Jones said. I don't care what has opportunity in your life, and you want to give credit to Jesus, fine. But historically speaking, black people receive religion from their slave masters, okay? That's a fact, okay? Religion is the only thing that they knew. The Bible was the only education that they had. They did not teach them anything else. And trust me, it was not for their benefit. Okay, most of us don't understand that. Okay, when people were made into slaves, they had to submit themselves to the religion of the people who was oppressing them. Okay? The only education that blacks knew was the Bible, because that's what the slave master saw fit to teach them. For hundreds and hundreds of years. We're talking for a very, very long time. So when antebellum slavery was over, black people continued to worship and follow the same religion that was given to them to enslave them with. Okay, this is just history. Okay, this is not from a book. This is not from what somebody said. This is just pure history right here. And this is why most black people believe in the things that we do, whether it's the Quran, or most of the religions that we follow, historically speaking, all come from the slave plantation. Okay? The Bible is all they knew. They didn't teach them anything else. They didn't have an interest of teaching them anything else. That's why most black people today believe in a Bible. Okay? It's just been passed down to you, passed down to me. Okay? I don't know what's so hard about this to understand. You cannot argue with facts, because when I tell people this, they still try to come up with some type of excuse, and they don't really have a logical one, because they start talking about well, I was never born during slavery, and slavery is over. But then that's a contradiction in itself, because if you say to me, slavery is over, and you wasn't born during slavery, then why are you still following the religion? You see what I'm saying? Which part you don't understand? If slavery was a long time ago, some type of slavery has to exist, some form of it, if you are still worshiping the religion passed down to you from your ancestor slave master. Okay? We have all the excuses in the world. Black people are full of shit. We make excuses for shit that's not true, because it makes us feel good. You see what I'm saying? And that's what it is. If you are a black Christian, and I was a Christian myself, and I was making excuses for not believing in something that is all over feelings. You see what I'm saying? There is nobody going to come out the sky, and you entitled to believe in it, fine. But when you start to ridicule me and try to tell me you're going to pray for me and all these things, because when I start asking these questions, they don't really have anything logical to say, or anything intelligent to say. They just say, well, I was never born during slavery. And that in itself doesn't make sense, because, like I said, if you was never born during slavery, why do you still follow the religion? You wasn't born back then. You see what I'm saying? That is how you got the Bible. Just think about it. It's just been passed down, okay? It's something that we inherited from the slave plantation. It's been passed down from one generation to the next generation to the next, okay? And black people believe in it out of fear, okay? It's traditionally to enslave you psychologically, okay? That is why they gave black people the Bible, because physically they had them enslaved, but they had to enslave them again psychologically in the mind. And by doing so, they did it with religion. That is how they got their mind. So when slavery was over, we just continued to follow the religion that the slave masters gave us. Right now to this day, as we speak, you worship the religion. You follow the script, the curriculum of what the slave owners put in their heads. That's all they knew. You didn't know anything else, okay, for hundreds of years. And we keep making excuses about it. And they put on these slave movies, 12 Years as a Slave. You niggas will go watch these movies and they put in your face what they was using in the Bible for, and you still go sit up in church on Sunday. You still sit in church on Sunday, sitting there, listen to a preacher. There's a lot of these preachers or con artists, they know them stuff, this shit's not true, but it's about the bag. It's about getting money. If I'm a preacher, hell yeah, I would make money off mad people just being ignorant. The preacher is making, I don't even want to say billions of dollars. I don't even know. But they're making a large sum of money off people just being ignorant. Because all you got to do is Google this shit for yourself, and you will start to realize what Europeans gave black people the Bible for. It's so simple to do, and it changes, unlock your mind. Because there's a lot of people that's waking up to the truth. There's no way it's 2019, we still filling up the church. Talking about some Jesus coming to save you. Nigga, please, you can keep that shit to yourself. There's nobody, if anything, you can be inspired by the story. It is inspirational. It is something spiritual. I think the Bible is something beautiful because it can teach you something. It can teach you to have faith. But at the same time, the enslavement starts when you start to worship the ideas. You don't worship myth. Mythology is there to teach. It is an illustration used to get a point across. You don't worship myth. But I understand why we worship myth, because on that slave plantation, that's all we knew. Okay? They didn't know anything else. They were inspired by the Bible spiritually because it made them feel good. And the stories made sense to them in a spiritual way. And we wanted to relate to people who got free. And that's what made sense to us. So, all this shit about you going to pray for me, no. Historically speaking, you are a Christian. You believe in the Bible or any religion because it's been passed down to you inherently from slavery. That is a fact. That is not my opinion. That's just a fact. There is no arguing with that. What are you going to say? What excuse you about to make? It doesn't matter if you were born a slave or not. It doesn't take away the fact that that's how you got the religion. Even if you wasn't born during slavery, that doesn't even make sense. But we would come up with all the excuses in the world for why we choose to believe in something that was actually even given to you to destroy you psychologically. They said it themselves. Henry Berry was a slave owner. He said that we can keep black people enslaved forever as long as they believe in the Bible. And when I first heard that right there unlocked the change. That right there made me start to think like, wait a minute. This Bible that we're reading on Sunday is from the same people responsible for doing the beating, raping, and enslaving, and the genocide. And that same logic, if someone came to my house, raped my mother, beat my father, killed my family, violated everything I love, why would I trust them? And I use that same logic when it comes to religion. We all supposed to use that type of same logic. Of course you're not going to trust the people that harm your family, but we don't do that because we choose faith over facts. You see what I'm saying? And it is what it is. If you're not going to wake up to the truth, that's what I'm going to do. So if you want to comment, you can comment, follow on Facebook, JJ Boy and Brooks. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, JJ Boy and Brooks. We'll chop it up. I'm out.